In part one of our exploration of Grand Falls, we looked at the volcanic eruption which formed the falls. Here we will look at the way the Little Colorado River responded to being dammed by the lava flow, and how this landscape will continue to change in the future. The drainage basin of the Little Colorado covers 21,200 square miles in northern Arizona and New Mexico. Much of this area is arid with erratic precipitation, and thus discharge rates on the river are highly variable. The Little Colorado's headwaters are in the White Mountains of Arizona, south of Springerville, and the mouth is the confluence where it enters the Colorado River in the Grand Canyon. A stream profile is a graph that shows the change in elevation of a stream channel with distance. Under equilibrium conditions, this profile should form a smooth curve, steepest at the head and flattening toward the mouth. The emplacement of a dam will interrupt this smoothly graded stream profile. Over time, the stream will fill in the lake upstream from the dam with sediment, while downstream, erosion will be invigorated. A sudden break in the slope of a stream channel is called a nick point. Nick points will move upstream through time if the landscape remains stable. A profile of the Little Colorado from the 8,400-foot elevation contour to Winslow clearly shows the nick point at Grand Falls. Lyman Lake is the reservoir formed behind Lyman Dam on the Little Colorado River. The current dam was completed in 1920 after an earlier dam collapsed in 1915. In this satellite view, deposition of sediment is clearly evident in the south end of the lake. Over time, Lyman Lake will completely fill with sediment unless the reservoir is dredged. The lake formed by the Grand Falls lava flow completely filled with sediment. This implies that a canyon at least 100 feet deep lies buried beneath the current ground surface where the Little Colorado passes beneath Interstate 40 near Winslow. The U.S. Geological Survey maintains stream gauges at Winslow upstream from the falls, and at Cameron, 35 miles downstream from the falls, that can be accessed online in near real time. These are great resources if you're planning a trip to visit the falls, as you can get a rough idea of how much activity to expect. In the United States, we use cubic feet per second as the basic unit for measuring stream discharge. For a sense of scale, the base discharge over the American Falls at Niagara is roughly 50,000 cubic feet per second. Since the year 2000, discharge over Grand Falls has ranged from nothing to over 8,000 cubic feet per second. These images show what the falls look like under various conditions. Over a longer time scale, however, we see evidence for much larger events. This record indicates that 1952 saw a peak of 22,000 cubic feet per second of water barreling down the canyon, and that a flood in 1924 measured 120,000 cubic feet per second, 2.5 times the discharge of the American side of Niagara Falls. As a geologist, I love the fact that the falls are dry part of the year because you can easily see the effects of erosion by running water on the rock. The erosive power of a waterfall is concentrated at the base. This causes undercutting, which destabilizes overlying layers. At Grand Falls, we see large blocks of Kaibab limestone which have been undermined and broken free and tumbled down the cliff face. Potholes form where cobbles and boulders are caught in shallow depressions. Churning water spins the rocks, which literally bore holes down into the bedrock. Through time, these erosive processes will cut away at the falls, which will retreat to the east. Once through the hard Kaibab limestone, the river will start to cut into the soft lake deposits behind the lava dam, which will erode away very quickly. The original canyon will reemerge in the towns of Loop and Winslow. Not quite the Grand Canyon, but it will be quite a sight. If you plan a trip to Grand Falls, be sure to check road and weather conditions first. Guided tours can be arranged through the Ventures program at the Museum of Northern Arizona. Contact me for more information at gkcgeoscience@gmail.com if you're interested in a guided tour.
Princesa en la calle de la algarabía, por ese palacio, quien no se perdía.